What's good?
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Shout out to everybody joining us tonight. This is Look in the Mirror, the conversation, where we like to touch those topics that some folks may be scared to touch, but we gonna touch them. We ain't scared. Shout out to Lassette. Shout out to everybody joining us, everybody watching the show tonight, everybody joining us in the comments. We appreciate you guys. I said, if you're down in the comments, drop a comment. Let us know where you're at, where you're representing. Yeah, just let us know. Like I said, we like to know who's checking us out, who rocking with us for the night. But and it's gonna be an interesting little show tonight. Can't get my little stuff ain't looking right tonight. Well, that's a little better. We'll rock with that.
Trying to get your lighting.
Yeah,
you need your light. You need your lighting.
doing some more funny stuff over here. Oh, good, man.
What's cracking with you? Family, what's good?
Hey.
Good, man. What's going on, man?
I'm working, man. Working. Been doing this Toastmaster stuff, getting all that right. Life is funny, man. I tell you that. Life is so funny. When you get to see things for yourself and they punch you dead in your face.
I hear that. Let me shout out to Kevin Palmer. So this is one of my guys from back in the day right here, Kevin Palmer. This was the other KP2 right here. He was always trying to copy my initials. But shout out to Kevin Palmer. What's up? What's good with you, man? All right. So let's get into it. I'm gonna drop this title and we're gonna get on into this real quick. So
let's get into it, dog.
The title for tonight. So the title is Men Be Scared of Women with Their Own. Men be scared of women with their own. All right. So let's get into this. I'm gonna give y'all a little context. Tell your boy C Prince to get on here, Los. I need him to check in on this, man.
All right, give me a second. Let me go ahead and send him that link. No.
Yeah, tell Prince to get on here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna let them go. So So we just dropped the topic. So y'all know what we talking about. Men be scared of women with their own. Like I said, if you guys want to drop a comment on this, drop it down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let me put the link up as well. For anybody
That's right. We need some ladies. We need some ladies, but we definitely need them. I really want to hear from the guys tonight. Like, dudes, y'all need to defend yourself. Like, is this true? Like, you need to defend yourself for real. Like, come on, we need to hear from y'all fellas. Like, we need y'all to show up.
You say the fellas need to defend themselves. What you mean by that?
I'm calling out the fellas. I'm like, y'all this is your opportunity to speak the truth and defend yourself. Like, I want to see some fellas like really represent. The reason why, the ladies get to control the narrative is because, we don't have y'all speaking up. So.
Okay. All right. I said, shout out to IT. She says she listening in on this one. I bet you are lurking over there, IT. You want to listen in. You already know you can come in here and get this smoke, but if you scared, we understand. But so I just dropped the link down in both of the chat feeds. You can catch it on my page or the Look in the Mirror page, and we also got it posted in the video feed here. So you can see it right below us. Just put this in your browser on your phone or your laptop or whatever. And it'll let you come in, and you can cut your camera off if you want to. If you're scared to have your face on camera, whatever, you can cut your camera off. We can just have your voice play through with us. But all right, so I'm gonna put some context up on this. I said we'll let Los get back in here. Hopefully, see Prince will hop on as well. But I'm gonna put some context up so we kind of know what this is based on. All right, so I'm gonna take this off for a minute so we can hold on one sec. I can't see it. Let me take that down for a second. Okay. All right. So this was a post that came across, and the post, and I'm gonna read this out to everybody. It says, "I'm convinced men be scared of women who got their ish together. I'm convinced men be scared of women who got their ish together." And if you look right below that, this guy, Joe Haskins, he dropped a response. He said, "In all honesty, women who have their ish together are a little pushy and very detached, and always use school or work as an excuse to be that way. I never knew why. But in studies, historically, a woman naturally desires to be taken care of and protected by a man. When that element is gone, a woman starts acting unnaturally. She starts developing an alpha male complex of her own. She becomes who she desires."
Mm.
That's
I
deep
feel
right
like this
there.
needs to be broken down.
Okay, I'm listening. Let's get
I
it.
feel like there's several elements of this, right?
Okay.
So I would first like to ask the ladies, one, is it true? Is it true that and I want some honesty, like no cap. Like, is it true that you tend to use school or work as an excuse for your more dominant, expression or character? Like, is there any truth at all to what Joe is saying? Not asking you, I'm not asking if everything that you agree with everything he said. We're breaking it down. We're breaking it down piece by piece. Is there any truth to that particular comment about women using school or work as an excuse for them being detached or pushy? What he perceives to be detached and or pushy.
Maybe it need to be more detail in situations and scenarios.
Hello, hold on, IT. Let me call on you first. Hold on. How you just gonna jump in?
She asked a question.
I asked. I did. At least she answered
it. Dang, I ain't even start the boxing match yet. You just jump right in. Go ahead, IT. You want to say something? You want to get something else off your chest, IT?
Terrible. I was just gonna say, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more detail. This needs to be situational.
Okay.
Because I think there's other elements that can contribute to the attitude for which he is describing.
Okay.
So I think specifically support. That's really my additional context that I'm thinking of.
Okay, so let me dig into that. So when you say support, now you got to give me a little bit of context around it. So when you say support, what do you mean by that?
So okay, I guess this is the first full sentence. Yes. Well, the first two sentences, I think if you don't have support in terms of the schooling and work, like maybe, I don't know, like maybe you don't have a partner to talk some of these issues out with, then occasionally you might get frustrated. I can only speak from my experience. I'm like, if that being the case, yeah, I would have an attitude. If I'm doing everything by myself, yeah, I would.
Interesting. Okay, that's deep right there. Okay, interesting. So, oh wait, Chloe, you muted.
I missed something. Wait, so I'm sorry, y'all. I had to step away. So you're saying that if you're doing everything by yourself, meaning like life responsibilities, things by yourself, that you might feel that way.
Yeah. So like, for example, the school example he's talking about, like, am I going to school and work, or am I just going to school, or am I just going to work? You know, what is my day look like in this context? If I'm going to school and to work, then I have limited time, so I might be frustrated with the lack of time. If I'm just going to school and let's say he's working, then I might be less stressed. I probably wouldn't have an attitude if I'm just focused on that one thing. So that's kind of my, I guess, additional question or additional comment of saying, like, I would need more context to the situation. It seems too general. Like, his comment seems too general.
Well, I think maybe we're reading it wrong, because we're talking about in the context of a single woman, single man situation. Because the comment is, I'm convinced men be scared of women who got their ish together. So we're talking about
Right.
if you want to approach a woman, not necessarily if they're in a relationship already, right? Because the dude is apparently scared of her, so they not necessarily in a relationship. So I mean, I guess I guess I see where you're coming from, but for me, I'm like, I don't know. I'll reserve.
Yeah, let me get in this.
I'll reserve.
Let me get in this.
Oh, Lord.
You might as well go ahead and unmute, Nicole. We about to have to go at it for a minute. Okay, so okay.
Wait, Chloe, where you go? Come back. Wait a minute, Mel.
She ain't too far away. She muted over there. She keep muting.
She set up X in the stage, right?
I'm never far. I'm here. I got you. Don't worry.
So let me go on and get into this. So first of all, let me say this, right? I've been seeing a lot of this type of stuff lately. You know, for me, this particular statement is another one of those opportunities people are taking. I'm not really seeing men being scared of women who got their ish together. Yeah, let me just put that out there. You know, most men, well, I'm gonna say most men. I can't speak for all. Most men, at least that I know, welcome a lady who has her ish together. Now, there are different avenues of having your ish together, right? So that means different things for different people. So I'll just leave that general, right? But yeah, dudes is not just walking around being scared. And I also hear the phrase dudes are intimidated by women that got their ish together. And I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, but I don't even like the narrative that it's establishing about brothers out here. Because for me, it just creates more division in our situation as it already exists. So I just want to put that out there and just lay that foundation real quick. And Kevin Palmer, he says insecurities, and I'm assuming you're saying towards the men having insecurities. Just let me know if that's what you're saying, Kevin. But yeah, let me just put that out there first and foremost. The second thing is going back to this post. If a woman is pushy and detached, I will say that may deter a man, because not too many men are going to woman. I'm just going to put it this way. That's the only way I can put it. Not too many men are going to run towards a woman with a bad attitude. And that's regardless of what's behind the bad attitude. because they don't know what's behind the bad attitude. They're not gonna know that until they talk to you, right? But off initial engagement, if a dude can pick up that you got a bad attitude, he's not gonna run your way. So I'm just gonna put that out there. And I think that's, for the most part, that's probably on both sides, right? You know, a dude who got a foul attitude, women probably ain't running his way either. So we'll just leave it at that. But the other thing that I want to touch on is this piece at the bottom of my man statement here. He's saying she starts developing an alpha male complex of her own. She becomes who she desires. Why is it that when a lady has her ish together, she have to start, I'm gonna call it what it is, she got to start acting like a dude?
I don't think that's every person.
No, I know. I can never say every. But I'm just going off this context. Why does that have to be the case? Why is it that when she's got her ish together, and I said whatever that means to her, does she have to start acting like a dude or taking on male traits? Like why is that?
I mean, I can only think through reflection that maybe it is the frustration.
Nah.
I mean,
I don't think. I mean, I feel like it's maybe a period of frustration at a certain point. Like if I'm acting like a dude, like I'm probably upset.
I mean, okay, but let's go backwards. If a woman, and because I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna direct this at Nicole, just she the only one,
No.
here speaking her truth. But this is
general. We're not attacking Nicole.
But in general, no, I know we're not. But in general, I'm gonna speak, and make sure people know this is in general, because obviously we don't know every single person alive. But I think first and foremost, right? Like we have to acknowledge, where some of that is coming from. If the feelings of, maybe feeling detached, if a woman is coming off pushy or aggressive or, standoffish even, right? Like if that is happening, we have to examine where those feelings are coming from, right? Because this ain't just about the complaint and complaining. We have to actually like really dig into how we got there, right? So I think for me, it's like, the woman who's in school and working, or, as women, sometimes we can sort of weigh ourselves down with things. Not that we shouldn't be ambitious, not that we shouldn't go after the things that we want. I would never tell a person not to do that. But I think sometimes we weigh ourselves down with what we think we're supposed to be doing, or where we think we're supposed to be, or what we think we're supposed to have or achieve. And then we get upset, right? Because we start to have to live the consequences of that choice. And the consequences of that choice isn't always easy or fun. And then we start to project that, right? So I'm wondering if a woman who is living a situation where she's in school, she's working full time, that's a lot. That is a lot for one person to do, okay? And, and still live and try to have some type of life. That's a lot for one person to do. And are we creating a scenario where we don't have time for a man, where we don't have time for a relationship or even for real friendships or anything? Like, are we creating that scenario and then wanting to project our frustrations and then say, after dudes are like, whoa, I can't be bothered with that, that's too much for me, then we say, oh, it's about him and he's just intimidated, or he can't handle me, or we have to start doing a self-examination, right? Because something is making you feel like that, and it can't always be the other person, right? Like something is making you feel that way. So you have to do the work to figure out what's making you feel that way. As opposed to getting to the point where we're, lashing out at other people or projecting, or we detached. Can't nobody come to us. We don't want to hear it. We ain't got time. Like, I happen to agree with his stats that, and we're speaking in general, most women do want to be in a relationship and do want to be cared for and do want that male that's going to be there and follow through on all his promises. Like, I believe that we inherently, that's what women want. And I think there is a point of frustration for a woman if she's hitting a brick wall or not getting that, where she goes, forget it, I'll do it myself. And I think that's why we're seeing this emergence of this alpha female, like basically a woman who feels like, well, I'll just do it myself. But then gets low key upset because there's no man there to do it. So she becomes her own man. Like, I believe there's some truth to that. I don't know how many people would actually be honest about that, but I believe there's some truth to that. And I think that we have to start to, really get to the bottom of where that's coming from, because I feel like it's not always projecting it on the other person and saying, oh, it must be what this person is doing, because you have to be full, complete, and sufficient and know who you are all on your own outside of somebody else. So needing somebody else to do something for you in order for you to be where you need to be, I think that's, you have to kind of examine if that's the right mindset to have.
Okay. Well, I got a couple questions. I say, I think somebody capping. Y'all, it's a little too quiet out here. I said, we got some viewers right now too. It's a little too quiet out here. I know some females watching right now that's over here trying to be quiet. I got some questions. I'm about to just go ahead and get this started because y'all playing. So my first question is to the ladies, and that go for ladies on the panel and out here watching us right now, because it's a chunk of y'all out here. When y'all get y'all ish together, do y'all then decide that y'all want to be the boss and y'all want to call the shots?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody ain't capping in here. Somebody being honest.
Yep. Because I done did all this work, and you're not finna come up in here and tell me what to do.
See what I'm saying? Okay. So let me go to the second question.
I mean, I can't speak for everybody. That's just me. That's my perception of what I see. I can't speak for everybody.
Is that feminine energy?
No, it's not.
Okay, I got question number 2 then. Ladies, when y'all get y'all ish together, do y'all then start looking at dudes like why you ain't got your stuff together?
So I think at a certain point you
go ahead and say it.
Like it's always gonna be dudes who don't have their ish together to compare it to you at some point. And
no, I think what I'm saying is when y'all get y'all ish together, do y'all then start looking at dudes like let me rephrase it. Do y'all then start looking at dudes like I got more stuff popping than you? Does that thought cross your mind when y'all get y'all ish together?
Does it become a competition?
There you go. Does it become a competition? Go ahead and unmute yourself, Nicole. I want to hear it. Be honest, though. Be honest.
I would say, yeah, but it's levels to it. Yes, but it's levels to it. Yes, but it's levels to it.
Let's go there.
Oh, explain the levels, Nicole.
So, y'all terrible.
Come on with it.
You said it. So I'm trying to understand. I need a clarification.
I mean, I can only speak on my experience. So it's just like, for example, in college, right? I'm not necessarily having that view because I feel like we kind of similar in the same space. Some finish earlier, some finish later. Careers start a little later, a little earlier. Like it's different levels to it. Now, a certain time period after that, then yes, that comes into view.
What time period?
I maybe 2 years after school is done.
What age is that then that you're trying to say?
Well, age is different because
what time
age
period?
different.
So 2 years of college, what do you expect?
I expect you to at least be somewhere in your field.
What does that mean?
Somewhere.
What does that mean? Because everybody's field has a different pay grade.
I know that. That's why I said it's levels to it.
I'm trying to understand the levels, my love.
Let's hear these levels.
I want
to hear this.
Y'all got me in this hot seat right now. Good Lord.
You started it. Let's go. Let's get it.
I really didn't. I just gave my opinion.
Right.
No,
And y'all zoned in. That's what happened.
Nicole,
That's what happened.
I'm actually on your side, but I need clarification so I can understand the levels that you're talking about. So I just want you to educate me.
So, I mean, I would say maybe in around 2 years after you're done with school, I mean, there's an expectation that you might be somewhere related to your field. You don't have to be making a ton of money, but you should be a little stable.
What does that look like to you?
My stable is different than everybody else's stable.
It's you. What does it look like to you?
Well, for me, I mean, I probably expect you to be living on your own at that point.
Okay. That sounds good. What else?
And stable job.
So just living on your own and having a stable job. I could be working at Sonics.
McDonald's.
That's what I said. It's levels to it. But I did say my scenario. My scenario is different.
Okay. So
Man.
Say it again, Lo. Say it again.
When was the last time you dated Squeegee Man?
What the hell is that?
The dude at
on the corner.
the gas station that got the squeeze.
Dude, I don't.
She ain't messing with him, man. She ain't messing with him. Okay, so
that's a no, sir.
So something does happen. So when ladies get their ish together, something does happen in the way that they view males.
Okay. Yes. Okay, guys. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is what happened. They become like a brand new penny. That's what it is. They become brand new. They smelling themselves. You know what I'm saying? Thinking they accomplish everything without a man beside it. So they get full of themselves. And then guess what? They want to put on the pants, the shoes, the shorts that they may have and wear themselves and tell the man to put on the dress. That's what they try to do.
Wow. I ain't saying all that.
Whoa.
I'm saying all that.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if that deserves a bomb. That might deserve a slip.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not saying like this. Listen, look, all men want a successful woman.
Far in the spectrum.
Look, we want a successful woman.
There's no coming back from that far spectrum.
No, I'm
not there.
Look, because you think about it, you get a successful woman. Look, a majority of them, I'm not saying all of them, but if you look at a successful women, they've been married multiple times sometimes. Because a lot of women, because they don't know how to keep themselves and blame the men for them being successful. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I said it's levels to it. My level may not be yours.
You can't make an excuse for stupidity. You know what I'm saying? I say like this: if you got a good man, you need to treat him like a good man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, successful women think everybody got to cater to them. You see what I'm saying? They don't know how to cater to their man. They want everybody to cater to them because they're successful.
Maybe that's the age thing, though.
No, it's not an age thing. It's the success thing. Because men do the same thing, but women are worse at it. Honestly.
That's debatable.
No.
Okay, so I agreed with everything that C Prince just said, except the dress. And we draw the line, friend. We gotta draw the line. Okay, last. The dress and that women do it better. I'm not gonna say women don't do it. Okay, I agree with you there. We're on the same page. Got you. I don't know about women do it better. I think it just looks bad when women do it because we shouldn't be. I think that's why it stands out when a woman carries herself that way. it really resonates with a man because it's not really it's not really our real makeup. That's why we have to try so hard at it. I think that's why we're so aggressive, because it's almost like we have to put it on like a suit. You know what I'm saying? We have to put on that aggressive, that pushy. We have to put that on and we have to wear it. And I think that's why sometimes it comes off over the top, because it's not really natural. And I think that while I agree that, sometimes when as women, when we get, and please know I'm speaking in general, I'm not even talking specifically about myself. I'm speaking in general. But I think sometimes as women, when we do acquire a certain amount of success, you guys are right. We do look at a potential mate, like, okay, like, where are you? Are you at least working towards it? Like, where are you on the spectrum, right? Because y'all have to understand that that's not just a woman wanting to be in a dominant position. It's not just about the competition. Sometimes it's about the fact that a woman wants to be able to respect you on a certain level. And if you don't have something going on for yourself, it's going to be very difficult for that woman to respect you on that level if you don't have a certain something going on for yourself. She might not need you to be at the top, but she might need you to be at a level where she can say, okay, like he got something going on. Because sometimes it's challenging to be in a situation where a man is not at a level where you feel like, well, let's just be honest, y'all protect and provide. If y'all not at a level where y'all can protect and provide, for some women it's difficult to be able to fall in line behind that, or be submissive to that, because they're like, the protection and the provision isn't there. So I feel like I gotta step up my game, because he's not where he needs to be. And sometimes that can provide a challenge. But at the same time, I don't know if that's this conversation. This conversation is a woman feeling like she got it all together, and therefore she wants to then wear the pants, so to speak.
See, I'm gonna say this. What the problem with the woman is, she want to be equal, but she lost her respect in the way of being equal. Understand that she lost her respect. You know what? I'd rather be respected than be equal any day. But women want to be equal as men. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole philosophy. Stop being equal and just get your respect.
What you mean by equal?
Like they want to be equal pay, equal all that. I'm talking about. I'm not against that.
Yeah, define that, please.
Look. I'm not against none of that. But what I am against is when a woman thinks she can fill the role of a man. You know what I'm saying? They want to be equal as a man. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You see what I'm saying? And then they lose their respect.
Equal. So not equal. She just don't want to play a role, is what you're saying.
You can say, yeah. You can say she don't want to play a role, because guess what? Their role is like always saying like, oh, we subservient and stuff. But guess what? They was never subservient, because guess what? When a man came home, that wasn't his house. That was your house. We had to get in line with what you had. I'm not saying stay home and have babies or nothing like that. But I'm saying everybody has a role. But now nobody has a role. Everybody got to define their own role. You know what I'm saying? Women say, I want to be this. Guess what? There's more stay-at-home dads now. Because guess what? The woman say, I want to be the breadwinner. And now guess what? Now he's staying at home. Now you're like, oh, that lazy bum ain't doing nothing but take care, drinking, playing Xbox and all this stuff like that. You see how the roles flip? And you look at this generation of kids, these young men, they staying at home.
Yeah.
And let the women work. So you can't complain about what you want. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to be out in that workforce, and now these men staying home. Hey, whose fault is it?
Men.
Or I could just work a lot and the man can stay home and save on childcare, which seems more logical.
But listen, But you understand what I'm saying? It's not the men's fault. It's how it is. You know what? If you want to oppress people, you take away what like they did in slavery. You know, you couldn't break a man. You could cut his foot and arm off. But if you rape his woman, he'd get in line. You take his woman out of the house and put her in the workforce, guess what? She's doing better than him. He's going to fall into the situation that he's going to be. He's going to be at home taking care of them kids, or he's going to live off that woman. Understand, this is the situation that we've been put in, and people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
I see that. I mean, I kind of see what you're saying. So you're not. I actually don't think what Prince is saying is not completely wrong. I think maybe it's just the way he's explaining it. Like, for me, I always feel that way about the feminist movement. Like, the feminist movement was about, you know, women having equal rights, right? I wonder if I don't wonder that, to me, that argument was positioned completely wrong. It should not have been about a woman being equal to a man in every aspect. Maybe what it should have been about was a woman having equity, and being able to, by choice, be able to be in spaces that she wanted to be in based off of what she wanted, right? I don't think the fight should have been making women equal to men, because personally, I think that's a dangerous precedent to set. That's why we have what we have now. Now we have women who have lost the concept of what it is to be feminine based off of feminist movement, right? If you think about it, it's crazy. The mind trip. Like, the feminist movement really essentially made women now have to be more masculine. It made women feel like, in a way, like they have to own a role that, you know, wasn't necessarily theirs to own. That doesn't mean, though, if you are a woman who wants to be in those spaces, you shouldn't be allowed to be in those spaces. That's why I was saying equity over equality in this particular argument, because what happens now is you do have women in this society who are out earning their men, who are, out educated as far as a man is concerned, in all of those situations. Not that that's a bad thing. But at the same time, those same women are now feeling like, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be with a man, but it's another one of those, well, I can't, since so-and-so's not doing it or nobody's doing it, guess I'll have to do it, kind of thing. That's kind of what you see. Like, you literally see that happening. Women feeling like, well, I guess I'll just do it. Well, I guess I'll just do it. And that's bad, because as Nicole said, it shouldn't be like that. If y'all talks amongst each other and it just makes more sense for the man to stay at home because whatever his job situation is, or whatever arrangement y'all have, or he's better at it, or whatever the case may be, whatever y'all work out, that should be okay, right? Because that's y'all's arrangement that y'all have in your house. But then the flip side of that is that woman going to be able to respect that man? What is that dynamic going to be, right? And what we're seeing is in situations where the woman has that advantage over the man, the dynamic is all off. And that's when you see a woman feeling like she has to assume a masculine position in the relationship because of it. And then it's out of balance.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, I think that's part of the problem, right? So we talking about, we keep using this phrase. I said, this has came up on previous shows. We keep using this phrase of what works in the home. But at the end of the day, is it really working, right? So it may be solving a temporary problem, but is it really working? Yeah, because at the end of the day, just based off some of the things that ladies have said, they want to be able to look at their man a certain way. And if they can't do that, then it's technically not working. Now they may be coping with it or they may be dealing with it because that's the situation at that time, but that's not allowing them to look at their man the way that they want to look at their man. Yeah, so that really makes me wonder, does this stuff really work in these households, right? You know, like I said, we've had these conversations on past shows. You know, I know we had, you know, had a discussion on here about, you know, ladies cutting grass, and it's like, I know that may work, it may be the dynamic at your house, but it's like, is that really working? Like, do you really want to be out here sweating and dirty cutting the grass, you know, while your man is sitting back folding towels? And I'm like, I know we're gonna say what we're gonna say on the show, but I doubt that most of the women that have ever watched this show want to be cutting the grass while their husband is folding the towels, because y'all ain't gonna be able to look at him like y'all want to look at him. And I'm like, we got to keep it real at some point. Like I said, at the end of the day, this stuff is happening. Yeah, there's these posts that I keep seeing about men being scared of successful women and alpha male females and beta male males and all this stuff I keep seeing. Like, this stuff is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I look at the comments in these posts, the ladies are supporting this stuff. They in there like, yeah, girl, we don't want no beta. We don't want this. Yeah, I'm the alpha. Better, I'm the boss. That's the word they use. I'm the boss. You know, we got all these boss bees out here. They go get a couple degrees. They get a job, you know, 70, 80,000. They boss out here. And then now they looking at dudes around them like, what's wrong with you? You still dipping fries at McDonald's? What's wrong with you? You know, you still over here doing valet, parking cars. What's wrong with you? You know, you doing security at the club. What's wrong with you? Why you ain't doing better? I got my degree. I got my job. Why you still over here trying to come up? Like, and see, then we got that dynamic going on. So now we got ladies walking around looking at dudes with potential, looking at these dudes like they whack. Because now this lady is quote unquote successful, or she got it going on. So now she looking at herself above these dudes. I mean, I want to keep it a buck, because like I said, this is a real problem. Like I said, the ladies are steady talking about ain't no good dudes out here. But we creating dynamics that's lessening the pot of dudes to choose from.
Nah.
Go ahead, Los. Go ahead and say it, man.
Men got to be men.
I feel that.
Step up their standards, step up their games. And at the same time, women got to understand collaboration over competition. You got a role to play. Just because you make more money, there's nothing wrong with that. But are you competing with me? Am I competing with you? Because at the end of the day, what I thought it was how we was building a legacy for our future. How can we sit up here and say we're trying to build something together for our future when we're sitting here competing with each other, and you don't understand your role or you don't respect my role? And at the same time, am I giving you something to respect? So men got to step their game up. Ladies, I'm proud of you for handling your business. I'm proud of you for getting your bag. That doesn't put you in competition with me. I'm not your competition. We got enough going on in life already. We got enough things that we fighting already. We got enough things that we fighting outside of our doors, but we got to come inside our doors and we got to fight again. When do we ever get peace? I thought the house was supposed to be the place of peace. I thought we were supposed to be each other's helpmate. I thought we were supposed to be on the same team. I thought you were supposed to be my partner. How are we supposed to build a legacy and I'm coming home and I'm fighting you over something that's a piece of paper? How deep is our love for real? Is our love defined by a piece of paper? Is our love supposed to be defined just by the status? What are we really, only what are we really building? What are we showing our children? What type of example are we showing our children in the household if they see us competing against each other? Where's the love? Where's the unity? Where's the growth? And that's not an excuse for a woman to sit up there and carry a man for a man not doing right or not wanting to do better. Because at the same time, women, you're supposed to hold us to the standard. You're supposed to help us become better. And if you're pushing us to become better and you telling us that we got to get our stuff together, get this job, go to school, do this or whatever it is that we need to be doing, then we got to step our game up. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. But at the end of the day, in the household, it is supposed to be teamwork. That's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, let me get a couple of these comments, man. So CC Power, she said, I have a close relative, and when he found out she was making more money than him, he decided to separate from her because he couldn't handle it. And I appreciate that comment, CC. Like I said, don't get me wrong. You know, does there exist a dynamic or men with insecurities? Yeah, that does exist. Can some men be intimidated by their significant other or their girl, their wife, whatever you want to refer to it? Can they be intimidated by her making more money than him? Yeah, I guess they could.
Why?
Why? I'm just saying that does exist.
Quay, I'm saying why? Why are you mad because your woman is being successful? Why are you upset because she is accomplishing her vision or her dream that she had way before she ever met you? Why are you not secure in you? Why are you afraid of her dream? If you was working on your dream the same way she was working on her dream, what you scared of? That don't make no sense. That is your woman.
I agree.
You should be happy.
I agree.
You should be proud of her. You should support her. You should want her to win. And at the same time, you should be working on yourself. If you feel any type of way, it ain't because she ain't doing her part. It's because you don't want to do your part.
I mean, I agree with that. But then at the same time, I agree with everything you said. You're absolutely right. But then as a woman, does that then mean when you get successful, which you should strive for success, you should go out there and get everything that you desire for yourself. But then does that mean as a woman, when you do all those things, does it then give you the license to wield it over a man's head, right? Or to use it as a like a chastening, tool, like, look what I did. The truth is everybody doesn't have the same ambitions. Everybody just doesn't. Like, some people wanted, it was their life goal to go to college, get a degree, and not just go, but go all the way. Like, they wanted a master's, they wanted a PhD. Like that was some people's dream. That was their aspiration. Some people just wanted to be able to go and get educated so that they can get a well-being job, or being able to get a job that would help allow them to take care of themselves and a family. And that's what they wanted. Like, they wanted maybe a more simple existence. But I think that matters too. Like, I agree. We each should go out and do what it is we want to do for ourselves. And as a woman, you shouldn't be intimidated by a man. And as a man, you shouldn't be intimidated by a woman that did that. At the same time, neither party should be holding these things over the other's head and, almost chastising them and beating them up about it because maybe you had different aspirations than I did. Maybe you just wanted something different. That shouldn't change how you feel about me because you just wanted something different for yourself than I wanted for me. It doesn't make me any less of a person because I went this way and you went that way. I think that sometimes that causes a divide. That causes a problem. Not the success itself, but how you react and how you move in the world once you become successful, and how you look at other people that you deem less successful. Like, I'll give you one example, and this is not a relationship as far as like a man and woman. This was literally just a coworker situation. I had a coworker, someone I worked with, and she was in a supervisor manager role, and she admitted that she would look down on people who maybe use like slang or like, didn't always talk with a certain, level of, speech, that she would judge them based off of that. right? So because she spoke a certain way or felt she was educated to a certain level, if you didn't speak or present yourself in the way that she felt was proper, then she looked at you as being uneducated. She looked at you as less than. And I think that that's what we do, right? We're projecting our own feelings on somebody else. And I think that's a lot of that going on. So it's not about your success. It's about what you do once you acquire that success. How do you treat other people? How are you acting out here once you got your ish together? Like, I think that, you have to kind of think about that too.
So what we're saying is basically, it ain't about being successful. It's about the status that one see themselves having. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the income, it's about the status. You know what I'm saying? It's funny that most rich people live poor and all poor people live rich. You see what I'm saying? That it's funny. We try to make a status like we arrived. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be educated nowadays. You don't have to, because guess what? You can be Instagram, rapper, whatever it is. You don't have to be educated to have a status nowadays. You can make your own status. You got the platform to make your own status that make you like you have something. You see what I'm saying? So nowadays, women, they like status. You know what I'm saying? Everything you see with women advertising is about their status, how they look, how they present themselves, how they carry themselves. Even the gold diggers got status now. You know what I'm saying? It's a legitimate job to be a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? It's legitimate. So guess what? It's status.
Yeah, but I mean, I think part of the issue is, as well as we have given some of these things too much importance. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go there because like I said, this is a real problem. Like, when did a degree become successful? Like, let me just go there. Like, when did a degree become successful? Why does somebody decide that they are now successful because they have a degree? That's one problem, right? Because we always want to tie education to a degree. And to be honest with you, a degree has nothing to do with education. Yeah, there's so many highly educated people out here that have never even went to college. Better yet, Mike didn't even graduate high school. Mm-hmm. So we gotta, first of all, we gotta let that go. Just because somebody got a degree does not mean that they educated. So that's the first issue, right? So we got to stop using that as this measure of somebody's success. We got to let that go. 2, just because somebody achieves something don't mean that you're better than the next. Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from either. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to what's important to you. So that don't mean that you're better than the next. You have 3, because our women reach a level of success, that don't mean start competing with dudes. Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from, because that's not even a thing. At the end of the day, the more that you guys acquire as men and women, the stronger you are together. So I'm not sure where the whole competition thing come from. Add an additional one in there. Dudes, stop hating on your woman because she's making more than you. I don't know where that came from, because at the end of the day, the more in the pot, the better off y'all are anyway. So I don't even know where that come from. So a lot of this garbage that we have taken on and normalized, we got to let this mess go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in a situation right now where we got a whole bunch of single people, single men and single women. Yeah, we're in a situation right now where we got a lot of single mothers. We're in a situation right now where we got a lot of single daddies. We're in a situation right now where we got a lot of dysfunctional marriages. We got a lot of dysfunctional relationships, a boyfriend, girlfriend situations going on. We got cats not even courting out here no more. We got ladies turning down dudes because they ain't thuggish enough. Like, we got a whole bunch of garbage going on. We have normalized this stuff like this mess is okay. And it's not okay. Yeah, we got a lot of situations where, and I said, I'm going there tonight. We got a lot of situations where we got ladies out here acting like dudes. Ladies, it ain't your role to act like no dude. Let me put that out there. Yeah, we got situations where we got fellas acting like females. Fellas, ain't your role to be acting like no female. Yep, that's not your role. Because at the end of the day, it's all going to be out of balance. Yep, it's all going to be out of balance. And all it's going to do is create a dynamic that is going to make our situation and our long-term outcome worse. That's all it's going to do. So, man, let me stop there. Y'all made me go on a little rant. Let me stop right
I mean, I'm go ahead, keep speaking, because can we normalize? Can we, that's the new term now, normalize. Okay, can we normalize people, putting aside all pretense when they meet a person? Can we normalize that? Can we normalize you just getting to know that person? Can we normalize that? Can we get past, he ain't wearing this, he ain't got the, he ain't got the loafers on without the socks, he ain't got the, he ain't got man capris on, which that's a whole nother show. Please throw away the man capris.
Man capris.
I shouldn't see your ankles. Okay, you see mine. You see mine. I shouldn't see yours. I want to see your ankles. Men wear whole pants. They wear pants. The pants are from their waist all the way down to their ankles. I don't want to see your ankles, friend. And you better not have a charm bracelet on. But that's a whole nother topic. Anyway, no anklets, no charm bracelets. Okay, I just have to say that. But anyway, let's do that. Let's normalize us getting to know each other and not, interviewing each other. Or I should say, I'm sorry, or not wanting to see a resume, like a professional resume, because I'm not marrying your resume. I'm not marrying the college you went to. I'm not dating and marrying your paycheck. I'm not dating or marrying, like none of that. Like, I can't spend a lifetime with your job. I'm not signing up to commit to the company you work for. I don't care. I'm trying to get to know you. Who are you? When you strip away your PhD and your bachelor, your bachelor degree or master's, whatever you got, when you strip all of that away, okay, because that's not getting into bed with us at night. Okay. When you strip all of that away, who are you? Right? Who are you? Like, what are we getting into? What are we trying to do? What kind of life are we trying to build? Now, I'm not saying that finances aren't important, because in order to do anything in this world, you have to have cash. You have to have money. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, man, like, we acting like, we hiring these potential people at Fortune 500 companies. We got a whole criteria. They got to meet they got a first 1 interview, 2 interview, 3 interviews. They got to meet with our friends. That's the group interview. Like, we got all of this stuff we taking people through just to be able to even, date. And then, like you said, once we get to the dating part, we don't even know how to do that anymore. So, I mean, it's just, that part is just all out of whack. It's like, we need to get to the point where we normalize just getting to know somebody. And it doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't always be about what education level, what this, that. People can have it going on for themselves and not have a college degree. Imagine that. The levels that I've been able to achieve in my career, well, I'm watching people around me that went to school for years and years and years, and I'm in the same positions they in, baby. And I did not go to school like that. And I'm looking at them like, but I'm just as educated as you are.
Look, I'm gonna say this.
So it's we got to get out of that.
I'm gonna say this to the women. If you get a man and the first thing he talk about is how much money you will make, walk away from him. You know what I'm saying? And a woman asks you about how much money you make, you walk away from him. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because that shouldn't be the topic of what you make, especially you don't know me. Why should you be concerned? You see I drive a nice car. You might see but my finances ain't got nothing to do with you right now, and your finances ain't got nothing to do with me because we don't know each other well enough to even start a conversation about finances. We're not moving in together. We're not occupying those time really. We just probably passing through each other's life. You know what I'm saying? So anytime a conversation starts off about finances and what you got, and then especially if they try to impress you with what they got, they ain't got check because they telling you what they got. You should see it. You know what I'm saying? If they got to impress you, they pull out all this money and stuff, 9 times out of 10, it might be their re-up money or they check. They pull out from you trying to impress you at the club or wherever. Because guess what? A person who got money ain't going to flash it. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? A person who want to be with you is just going to do something. They ain't going to tell you, well, they're going to say, oh, I can't do it. Or wait till next week or something like that. They're going to put themselves in a situation to win if they want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? So finances should never be a conversation when you're getting to know somebody.
Right. Yeah, no, I feel that, man. I almost want to put it like this, man, because like I said, there's clearly something wrong, clearly something going on. I said, I don't know if any ladies got the guts to go there, but I'm gonna ask the question. I said, anybody out in the world watching us right now, any females watching us right now, I don't know. I just need somebody to get it off their chest. Yeah, what y'all mad about? What y'all frustrated about? What you want to tell the men? Because I feel like a lot of these situations are stemming from something. I just don't know exactly what it is. What is y'all beef with these dudes? What is y'all major here go Nicole. What is y'all beef with these dudes? I need one of y'all ladies to just say it. What do y'all want to say to these dudes? Like I said, I almost feel like the men done pissed y'all off, or the men done did something to y'all, and y'all just not happy with these dudes, and it's just coming out in all type of situations. Yeah, y'all hit some success. Y'all want to hold it over the dude head. The dude is not where he need to be when you think he should be there. So you want to, hey, I got to check you. You should be farther along than you are. Like there's something behind all of this. Because this ain't normal. I said, I don't know if any lady out there got the guts to go there and drop a comment, but I'm just curious. What do you want to get off your chest about these dudes? I just want to know. I just want to know. I feel like Nicole want to say something, but she holding back or something. I'm not.
Scared money don't make money.
Get it off your chest, Nicole. You want to say something to these dudes? What's your problem with these dudes? Go ahead and get it started.
It's just a lack of respect for me. That's all.
It's a lack of respect. Hold on.
Yeah. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
You saying dudes not respecting you? Is that what you're saying? Or not respecting women? What is it?
I feel like they're not respecting women.
Really?
I think that's the frustration. I think that's.
You have to be specific. Like, what kind of things are they doing that are disrespectful?
I feel like I think it's how they communicate to women. I think it's just an all-time low.
Okay.
And I think it's just the expectation, like we're supposed to deal with that or accept that, and we're not with it.
Let me give you some advice, Nicole. And let me give you some advice. I got to give you some advice.
Lord Jesus, take the wheel.
I learned a long time. The only time a wise man would lose a conversation to a fool is when they begin to argue with the fool about something they know they ain't right. So when a man approaches you in a disrespectful manner and you sit there and try to argue that he's disrespectful instead of walking away and let him argue with himself, you lost.
Okay.
I'm personally not arguing. I'm just looking funny and going the opposite direction. But
any conversation, you think about any conversation, because guess what? I could approach somebody and be ignorant as hell, but the person don't entertain it, and I got to find somebody else to aggravate because you're not paying me no attention. You know what I'm saying? That's men. We might say something ignorant because we don't know how to approach you, but at the same time, if you entertain it, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can disrespect you until you let them. And that's how I always feel. You know, they can say anything they want as long as they don't put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I had some ignorant stuff say to me, hey, guess what? You say what you want, but I know who I am. I'm going to keep on walking because guess what? As long as you don't put your hands on me, we good. Because words don't hurt me. You see what I'm saying? We don't have tough skin no more. And they entertain fools.
I feel that. So CC Power, she dropped a comment. She said, well, she said the men are too soft and weak. Not all men, but many. Okay, so somebody putting something out there. So y'all think the men is soft and weak these days?
Well, the man that's intimidated by a woman or insecure by a woman who makes more money than him, I mean.
Okay, hold on. Here they come.
That's something. I mean, that's something. That's something. A man who is not secure enough in who he is,
right,
to have a problem with a woman who makes more than him. I mean, that's a statement right there. I mean, you could put that in the same category as a man being weak, like, because it's not necessarily a problem just because a woman makes more money than you. That should not in itself shouldn't be the problem. It's her behavior based off how she acts. You know what I mean? But if she's not acting like that, then just the fact that she makes more money than you shouldn't be a problem. So I mean, that you could I'll throw that in the bucket with the soft and the weak, because that shouldn't really bother you.
No, okay. That's not a good answer right there. That soft and weak is just like a broad statement. What is soft and weak about that man? Because guess what? That's like I can say women are trifling and reckless. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What is soft and weak about that man? Let's be
okay, but just because you didn't qualify a specific thing don't mean it's you wrong.
Yeah, let's be specific about it, because guess what? Y'all want us to tell the truth? Tell the truth. What's soft and weak about this man?
Okay.
I guess we about to get into it, because I guess that this is the thing, though. Okay, so if y'all saying that the men is soft and weak, I mean, are the ladies hard?
Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, so okay, well, so what? The men and the women just don't switch roles? Is that what we saying? So the men is soft like the women, and the women is hard like the men now? Is that what we doing?
You said it, I didn't.
Hey, I'm just asking the question. Yeah, going back to that post earlier, that lady said she want that comment said that lady want to be the alpha male. I mean, that's not soft.
I don't know. I don't know what that means when a woman calls
let me go to Shirley Ann.
Shirley Ann. Yeah, tag me, Shirley, you in.
Tell us what's soft and weak.
I'm in the listening mode, trying to catch up with y'all, to be very honest. And wisdom says right now, keep listening. There were some things that Corey was saying that I agreed with. Emotion says jump in. So I'm gonna follow wisdom and just get a little bit more about what y'all talking about.
Okay, so yeah, so the last question was, I wanted the ladies to get it off their chest, right? So what is their issue with these men these days? Yeah, just be honest and say what it is, because I said we've got these other issues taking place, and I feel like they're stemming from something. Because to me, there's secondary issues. So there's some core or root issue that is existing between us, and it is rearing its head as other things. So basically,
that's the lack of protection for me.
Okay. Yeah. So just based on that, the first thing that came to my mind was, very truthfully, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual weaknesses and principalities and rulers in darkness and high places that wants to separate what God has ordained. That's the first thing that came to my mind. The second thing that came to my mind is we are definitely out of position. And the responsibility, I believe, not taking anything from us, because the word also talks about how we should be handled by men as a weaker vessel and what have you. Men are not in their place with their creator, with their God. And they are following their orders versus his orders. And therefore, if the head does not really know where it's going, the body is all over the place, and the neck that's out of order got the head spinning around like Chucky. And wherever it lands, then I'll decide if I want to accept what the head, meaning him, brings. If when I spin it, because I got that kind of control to some degree as a woman, if we're operating naturally, and if it doesn't land where I want it, then you, man, got an issue. You, man, are soft. You, man, are weak because you let me do this. And the truth of the matter is, I really don't want it. But since you don't know where you're going, I know where I'm going and what I want to do. And finally, this is probably hard. And some of y'all might not like it, but just coming clean, right? There are some women, because we are grown folks here, there are some women that's walking around with a hard on. And they do need to let go and just trust the process.
Facts.
So finally, we must again seek
Facts.
wisdom and not emotions when we say yes to whatever man that we want to lead us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thereby, it
Yes.
allows us to submit because we've done the things that we need to do in the exploration, and we're ready to come up under his mission so that we all win. The problem is, some women, most women, in particular Black women, don't believe in the mission because it's not clear. And the word says, write the vision, make it plain so that they that can see it can run with it. And we have to heal from lack of trust and leave that baggage where it belongs. That's what I have to say about what you said.
I agree.
Hold on,
I
Quay.
appreciate that. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, C. Prince.
How many women on this show, right? I mean, we got a lot of women viewers right now, right?
Yeah, it's
So we
about 9 of me here right now. Go ahead, man.
But I'm gonna say like this: let this be a show about asking us men what's wrong with y'all women. I'm going to tell y'all gonna hear it. But guess what? Like I said, don't act like y'all ain't got a backbone now, because when y'all with y'all girlfriends, y'all got a lot to say. Y'all got a lot to say. Now y'all ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all amen and clapping and stuff like that. Oh yeah. But guess what? Let us have a show. Come to this show and let us ask us men what's wrong with women. We're gonna tell you. We're gonna really tell you.
So see, Prince, I don't have a problem with it. And if they want to flip the show because it's their show to go there, then you can do that.
Oh,
However,
no. We ain't gonna do that.
hold on, please, because I saw your body language. I miss the fact that I literally just called us out and you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I literally said a lot of us are walking around like we got a heart on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't say you did.
Literally said a lot of us, because there is an imbalance, the head isn't on right, we spin it, and if we don't like the way it lands, then we act like, and guess what, C. Prince? I am all female and I am all woman, and I really did just call us out, and I was not excluding myself from some of the things that I was saying. So it's a self-check. But if you desire to flip the show, the only thing that I would say with that is so let me give some solutions for us. We need to step back and examine ourselves. And actually, I did give a solution too in that process. So when you do bring some solutions, because again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual weaknesses, principalities, rulers in darkness, and high places that would cause us to have communication error, and we're on different wavelengths and signals. Therefore, we become enemies versus companions and partners. Because it's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's about, are we achieving the goal? And how do we get to where we want to go so that we all win? Because it's not about me winning and it's not about you winning. It becomes about us winning, and then the seed behind us seeing the example of us winning. But again, if the head is out of place, it's tight, but it's right. If mama and daddy ain't doing what they supposed to do, I'll take it from you and make it a little bit lighter. Them baby kids running all over the place, and it's not baby kids' fault. It is those who are in charge. So if the woman you have is running all over the place, there is some form of insecurity within her, and you all do not know how to effectively communicate to get her to line up and follow your lead. My thoughts.
See, this is what I said. I was talking to the women who didn't say nothing. See, I didn't say you didn't say nothing. I said How many women got on here? I didn't say you didn't say nothing. I said, what about these other women?
Mm-hmm.
See, now who ain't listening? I'm listening. I heard you give. I heard what you said. I'm just talking to women out here that's been on the show ain't said nothing. You came on and said something.
So
they
then
ain't saying nothing.
Why don't you take a poll and then ask them if they agree or disagree, those that are in the room, with what was stated. And see, that's some of the problem too. Can I give another truth? Women are always showing up and making decisions and ruling and making things happen. And we're looking and saying, where are men? But if it's something that's got to get done, which again, that's why I said we kind of walk around with a heart on to some degree. We just need to sit back and wait on y'all to show up. But some things are too detrimental for us to wait on you to show up, especially if it involves children or whatever. It's like, I got to get it done by any means necessary. So what we have to learn is, no, I ain't got to get it done by any means necessary. That's what that Negro, be it whoever that ethnicity is supposed to be doing. So I'm going to set my little happy butt down and let him walk past that box that should have been fixed or that cabinet or whatever, and let him do it on his time. I'm just going to sit down and find something else to do. So I ain't fussing and cussing and running around having no attitude, telling him he ain't getting this and he ain't getting that because he's not doing what I want. That's witchcraft. That's $10.
I mean, I agree with you, everything you said. And I tend to agree. I mean, you guys already know that. I tend to agree that we are out of order. Because if you want a woman to be able to submit to you, then as a man, you should be able to submit to Christ. And if you're not doing that, then, it will have a woman feeling like, well, I want to submit, but I don't trust it. I think that that is a valid observation and comment and feeling. I think what's happening sometimes when you have a situation where, going back to the topic, which the topic about men being scared or intimidated by a woman who got her ish together. Like, I think if we go back to that and really examine that, we can see where that particular element is causing a lot of that problem, right? So as women, a lot of times we can feel like we have it together. Like, we know what we want. We know where we're going. But let's just be honest, women, and I'm speaking in general, right? Because I can't speak to every single woman. This doesn't apply to every single woman. But a lot of times women, we grow up and we're told what we should do and how we should feel and what we should do with our lives. You got to go to college. No, you got to do it this way. No, don't date until you're this age. No, don't have a baby till you're this age. So a lot of time we grow up and we go out into the world with all of this junk, right? That's been told to us, all of these ideas that have been placed on our minds. And if we don't unlearn some of that, because some of it is foolishness, because the people that's telling us those things didn't do them themselves, and they're telling us those things because they're projecting their feelings of what they didn't do, how they wish their life would have gone, and all these things on us. And so then now we take all of that junk out into the world, right? And we say, okay, I got to go to college and I got to get this type of degree and I got to get this type of job and I got to have 2.5 kids and I got to do it this way and I got to do it. And so we think we have a plan, right? When really that might not even be what we really want once we get on that path and start walking it. It may not even be who we are. That's who we were told we should be, right? Then enter a man who, and I'm speaking in general again, but enter the man who has not maybe taken time to sit down and figure out what direction he wants to go in. So he doesn't know that yet. He has an idea of what he wants, but he has no real plan on how to get there, right? And if you're going to lead, if you're going to be the leader, if you're going to be the head, then it's vital that you have that plan. So then this man who knows what he wants, but doesn't have a plan on how to get there, meets this woman who believes she has everything laid out for her life. And they come together and she's like, well, why aren't you ready? And you don't have this going on for yourself. And I'm here and I'm doing this and I'm over here doing this. And she's running around like a little chicken with her, chasing her tail, right? Because she's trying to fit this mold that she was told she needs to fit in. Meanwhile, she really don't even know herself enough to really know what she wants. Then enter the man who he has an idea what he want, but he don't really know how he gonna get there. So he kind of like spinning his wheels. And now you have a situation where she feels like, well, he confused. So I'm gonna have to tell him what to do because I got it. So I'm gonna tell him what to do and I'm gonna lead him and this, that, and the third. Or she's the type where she's like, well, you know what? I'm just not even gonna be bothered. He's nice, he's kind, he's sweet, he got a good family, everything that really she should be looking for. But he don't know what he wants. And I'm just too accomplished. I just got too much stuff going on, and he's just not on my level. And this is the foolishness that we have. Then 5-10 years down the line, when she got everything she thought she wanted, she's like, I'm not happy. And this is this is the cycle that we're seeing. And I'm speaking to the people in my community because I can't speak for the outside because I don't know their situations like that. But I know too many where this has been their life in our community. So I can only speak to Black people. This is what's happening in the Black community. This is what's happening over and over. It's a cycle. And we need to break that. That's why I said normalize getting to know a person. Normalize dropping all the pretense. Drop it. Drop all of that crap. Mama told you you had to do this and do that. Daddy told you you had to do it this way. Drop all of that. Daddy's telling you, if he can't take care of you the same way I take care of you, then you don't need him. Meanwhile, daddy, you 50 or 60. You done worked a long time to acquire all the things that you have to take care of me this way. A 20-year-old man or a 25-year-old man probably don't have all of that yet. So when he meets me, he's probably not going to be able to do me like that. That does not mean he's worthless. And it does not mean he's not the one for me. We have to drop that stuff that we're told. You don't have it all together just because on paper, it looks like you've done something with yourself. When in your mind, there's still a lot of life left that you haven't lived. Like we have to stop doing that. And then we project that on other people. So because I got a degree, you got a degree, but you're not even working in your field. Like stop trying to, like, let's just be honest about this. Like we're not being honest with ourselves. And then meanwhile, we take these things that society has told us means we're doing something with ourselves. And we project it on other people if they didn't do it exactly the same way or they didn't do the exact same things. And I think that it's causing a lot of problems for us in our community because Rebecca, she went to U of M. She got a degree in sports management. Really? Knowing she ain't finna use that. What's she gonna use that for? But meanwhile, what she did do when she was at U of M is she met Robert. And by the time they graduated, they were engaged. And she went right home after Robert, who is an engineer, got a good job. And she's a stay-at-home mom. And they have 2 kids, a dog, a cat, and chickens. And she's happy. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I need y'all to just I'm not saying you got to do it like that. I'm simply saying, you guys, unlearn all of this great advice that you were given by people who didn't even do the stuff they telling you to do themselves, and learn yourself. Spend some time learning yourself, okay? And what you really want. So that when you go out into the world, you're making an informed decision. And I'm not saying that you won't change your mind. You can make a decision and change your mind. That's okay. But let it be your decision. Let it be your choice because it's your life. Nobody can live it for you. Grandma can't live it for you. Your sister can't live it for you. Your brother can't live it for you. Your mama can't live it for you. Like daddy can't live it for you. And we are making all of these decisions based off of this stuff. And then if it's not family that's telling us, then we're letting social media and society tell us how we're supposed to live. And if that man don't present with the Gucci loafers, with the Hermes belt, you know what I'm saying, with the, you know, if he ain't rocking it like that, then he's doing nothing. And I just think, you know, our priorities all, I mean, they're all out of whack. So I would just say, please do the work on yourself. Do the work on yourself. I promise you, if you do the work on yourself, men and women, if you do the work on yourself, you can get down to what's wrong with you and fix that. Because I, just like we hear all the time about hurt people, healed people, heal people. Okay, so like heal yourself, get healed, so that you can enter into a situation. And who knows, sis, like you can be the one that comes into that man's life and provides clarity for him. Because honestly, women, that's what we're supposed to do. That's exactly what we're supposed to do in our roles. Our roles are crucial to men. Our roles in their lives are crucial. Our roles in their lives are essential. I'll be honest, men don't always know who they are, what they want when they meet us. They don't always know. Like I said, they have an idea of what they want, but they don't always know how they're going to get there, right? That's why we're their complement, right? So things that maybe they lack, we can help them in those areas. We can pour into them. We can encourage them. We can even inspire them. Our roles in their lives is very important. But yes, they do have to come with, you know, they have to come with something. They can't come empty and then expect us to just fill them. That's not our job. But at the same time, we are to be their complement. And I think we need to get back into those roles. That's my closing. I love y'all. Thank y'all for entertaining me. Bless you. And good night. I'll see y'all next Thursday.
Okay, now we appreciate that. See, Prince, you gave a little laugh when she said that, man. What you thinking, man?
I just laughed. I mean, it's not a bad laugh, but you know, it's a good laugh. It ain't nothing negative. I ain't got nothing negative to say about what she said. I mean, I just like, you know, it was good, you know.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking, man. Yeah, that little laugh.
Nothing to say.
As Shirley Ann said earlier, your body language, that little laugh you just did. I was just wondering what's something going on. So.
Oh no, I'm gonna give it to her, but nah, I ain't got nothing bad to say.
Okay, like I said, we just based off what you said earlier, we might do a show one of these days, man, on what the fellas don't like. We might keep that for another show, but we're gonna have to provide some solutions when we do it, though. To be fair,
we gotta tell them.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that on another show. And fellas, y'all better not be quiet either. Let's say once we open up that door, y'all better flood this thing with all of the stuff we don't like. We're gonna hold that to another show.
Make a list.
Let's get into these. What you say, Los? You muted, man.
I said the fellas got to pull up on us.
Oh, for sure. All right, let's do these closing statements, man. We at that time. You want to say anything in closing, Shirley Ann?
I do briefly. What I do want to say maybe is not tell us what we're doing wrong, what we can do better, how we can improve to make the relationships work. And it could have went the same way with the guy. It's just about the language. But sometimes and often too many times, unfortunately, knowingly or unknowingly, we self-sabotage. Because there are times that we become afraid that we get what we're looking for and asking, and we're not ready for it, even though we told ourselves that we were ready for it. And the final thing I also want to say, I like how Chloe said we need to undo some things, because everything that was told for us, a lot of people like within my bracket, Charles will go, well, I'm old school. You know, this old cliche, you can't teach a dog new tricks or whatever. Well, one, why are you a dog, male or female, to refer yourself that way? But we do need to learn how to properly communicate and understand and learn the other person's language. But before we can even do that, we need to know our language and stand by it and be accountable to it. And if someone does not meet the criteria, whether they like it or not, first and foremost, we meet the criteria, but never settle for anything less. And don't put yourself, whoever it is, male or female, on a pedestal or a high horse, because what goes up really does come down and everybody falls at one point or another. Thank you.
Well, thank you. No, we appreciate that that closing right there. Let's see. I think Chloe already did her closing. Nicole, you want to say something in closing? Stop it. You don't want to say nothing, Nicole?
Petty. I don't got nothing to say.
You ain't got nothing to say at all. I feel like you just holding something back. You don't want to get it off your chest real quick?
Oh my God.
Don't wait till we get into the back chat and talk.
You
Right.
know, why are y'all being so petty? I'm gonna need y'all to stop being petty. Thank you very much. I really don't have that much to say other than, I just hope this whole division gets better. I mean, we just gotta work as a team. All of this egotistical mess, I'm over it. I'm over and tired of it. So learn and grow and let's work as a team.
Okay. No, we appreciate that. We grab this comment, then we'll hit C Prince. Peter said, I'd say wrong and better. The men here, let's see what they're doing wrong all the time. There's always going to be an offer for ladies, but men have to fix the problem before offers come up. Okay. All right, Peter, go and get it off your chest, man. Go and get it off your chest. All right, go ahead, C Prince. You want to say anything in closing, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something because what I think I gathered, what I heard, you know what I'm saying? The problem is not the men being scared of successful women. It's just the women really don't know what they want. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they want. They don't know if they want a thug, they want a successful dude. They don't know what they want. So guess what? They chalk it at us being scared. Because I guess what? I know a bum will go up to a successful woman in a minute because he's gonna want to eat. He's like, oh, look at that. She got money. I'm trying to get with that. We all know the brothers like that. So we're not scared to talk to you. You just don't know what you want. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna give you no excuse because guess what? There's every flavor, shape, size, and education level out there that wants to be with a successful woman. So that, hey, it's not us. Y'all need to figure out what you want and go for it. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, so you gonna come out swinging in your closing, man? Is that how you gonna do that, C Prince?
Yes.
He cheated. He cheated because when you asked him if he had something to say, he said, "No, I ain't got nothing to say. No, I ain't got nothing to say." And then he waited till everybody, all the ladies already said they closing, and then he want to come and drop some bomb about it's not us. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm
Let
gonna
him be, Chloe. Let him sit in what he said.
right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Yeah, no. This has been an interesting show. I just want to say this. I'm sure these conversations will continue to come up, right? I'm sure they will continue to be show topics because this stuff is really causing us a lot of problems. You know, we're when we sit down and think about the fact that we have all of these single people out here, we got all of these dysfunctional couples. Well, this type of stuff is interwoven all up in these relationships. This type of stuff is mixed into the dating process. This type of stuff is mixed into the courting process. You know what I'm saying? These, you know, going back to that post earlier, you know, about the successful woman, you know, essentially developing this attitude. Like this attitude is mixed up in the first interaction she has with a man who's interested in her. So I mean, we really gotta really think about the impact of allowing this type of stuff to exist. Like we gotta really think about the impact of allowing these types of narratives to be established. You know, do we have fellas out here dropping balls? Yes, we do. Yep. Do we got women out here dropping balls? Yes, we do. But at the end of the day, we just got to work towards fixing this stuff. I said, this stuff is literally our collapse. Like, this is literally why we can't come together and unite as couples. Yeah, we had these conversations about generational wealth. Well, how's that gonna happen if you know the successful woman got attitude and she don't want to interact with the dude? Or how is that gonna happen if the dude is over here intimidated, you know, because the lady is making more money than he is? Like, how do we expect any of this stuff to move forward if we have all of these hangups and all of these things that are preventing us from being able to do that? Yes, we really got to sit down and just process, you know, some of these things and get down to the root of these things and work on correcting them. I'm gonna get this comment, then we're gonna go to Los to be ready to close this out. CC Powers dropped a comment. She said, the only problems I have with men is the men should figure out, don't commit and then change your mind and cheat.
Now, you see this counter punch she just did? You see the counter punch?
But at least she said that's probably another show. So no, but no, CC, you let's say there's some validity in what you saying, but that's a whole nother show right there. That's a whole nother show.
Didn't see it coming. Whack.
All right, Los, we at that time, man. Go ahead and do your thing, man. We at that time.
I'm gonna keep it simple tonight, man. Just sorry about the notifications. Basic questions. Am I dating you or am I dating your ego? Are we building together or are we having a ego competition? Is ego more important than legacy? Simple questions. Is our ego more important than legacy? It's almost kind of like, do I want to be right or do I want to be loved? Is your bank account more important than your legacy? Because you can't take none of that stuff with you anyway. You can't take none of it anyway. So if you like where you are, then stop complaining about not having a man or not having a woman. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, if you want a relationship, you got to be able to compromise and you got to have teamwork. And if you fighting to try to be the top spot, then stop complaining that you ain't even got an opportunity to be feminine. Want to release the opportunity to be feminine because you rather claim to yourself as an alpha. Look, everybody got a lane to stay in, and then we wonder why there's so much confusion. I want to be Charles. Charles want to be me. Chloe want to be Nicole. Charles, my mom want to be Quay. Everybody got their own lane, and if you could stay unique in your lane, then we can move forward with purpose. But if I'm in your lane and you in my lane and we keep crashing, we wonder why we got the results that we have. We wonder why our children see what they see, and we wonder why there's so much confusion in the world. We so confused because we don't know our lane or our role or our position, and we don't want to play our part. We so ego-driven, and we forgot about what really matters, because your ego can fool you. And what I was taught, for me, is ego is edging God out. When did you start thinking that you was all of that? When did everything just become about you and your title? So your title over your family. Which title is more important? The job title or the family? Where are you going? That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying you shouldn't go after your dream. You should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't use your God-given talents to the fullest. You should. But when did our relationship become Cain and Abel? Because in Cain and Abel, they got jealous of each other to the point where one of them killed the other person because of his blessing. So why would I be jealous of the woman that I claim that I love for being prosperous in her dream? And just because I am the man, when did that make me better than my woman and make me feel like I could talk to her any kind of way? Why should I tell her to be submissive and I'm not being submissive for myself to who I'm supposed to be submissive to? Am I even showing her what submissive looks like? Just basic questions, y'all. Just basic questions. This is King Jaquel Martin. This is our show. Glad y'all came through and y'all rock with us.
For sure, for sure. Now, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We appreciate everybody down in the comments. Definitely, you know, like the show, share the show out. You know, like I said, follow the page, Look in the Mirror, the Conversation on Facebook. We're on YouTube as well. Go subscribe, like, share, subscribe. We do this show every Thursday night, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Thursday night. Like I said, I'm one of your co-hosts, Quay Price. We got our other co-host, King Jaquel Martin. We got Chloe, we got C Prince, we got Shirley Ann, we got Nicole. Shout out to IT. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we'll catch you guys next Thursday.